Hello. Today I'll show you on how I can connect to a remote server using a private key when trying to connect on SSH, which is port 22. So I will have an example that a server I created on AWS through a console, as you can see here, and I will try to connect it from my local laptop. To do this, like I said, we need a remote server to connect to, and we need to know the public IP that we can use to connect, and then the user that's available in the remote server. So as we know, we can have multiple users in one server, and so we can use those users to connect from our local, from anywhere. Let's get to it. This is my local terminal that I will use to connect to the remote server, and here I am in this local folder, MoreInfo, and I'll connect from here. I'll log into the remote server. To connect, the normal thing that we tend to do many times is we use username and password, but that is kind of dangerous, and also it can be prone to unnecessary risks. So the best way, a lot of times that I use or recommend, is to use the RSA key, which is private and public. How do you do that? Is by using by putting your public into the remote, make it authorized, make it known to your make the remote server authorize or know to your local server, so that you can connect it to it, which means you have to have your private key, and over there you will have the public key. So when you try to connect with by giving your pretty much what we're doing is we are encrypting with our private key. So over there, when it gets to the remote server, and remote server, we try to decrypt it, so it will say, okay, I have this private key I am given, and I already have the public key, and then I can unlock this private key that's coming. If there is another person who are trying to connect with their own private key, which they don't have my private key, but they can even know the user, they won't be able to connect. So which means that private key is the only one that can connect to the remote server, because the remote server knows my the partner of the private key, which is the public key. Let's do it. So one thing I'll do is I have to create a key, my own key, which is the RSA key, which is public and private key. So as you remember, in my previous videos, I walked you through creating a RSA key, but now we can just do it quickly. SSH hyphen keygen -t RSA is MoreInfo. That's okay. There you go. The keys are already created here. You know, when you if you give the name, the file will be created in your local. Okay, that means I have this one and this one. So this one is something that I downloaded from my AWS. That is, you know, when you create a EC2 instance on AWS, you can get you can create also a key key pair, that which means, as we know, I will see it also in the remote when we try to connect, when we connect there, it can create a public private key for you, so that you can connect to it from your local. That's why when I created it, downloaded it automatically, this this private key. But I don't want to. I can create my own private public key, which I will use it only myself, so that it will be only known to me. And so that's why I just created. Okay, so to be able to log into my like I said, to the remote, is I have to add my public key one time. I have to add my public key into the authorized keys file of the remote user. Not only the remote server, but also the specific user. So let's connect, for example, let's connect through this. Let's connect through the instance connect. And then this is one time that we are going to do. So when I get here, my purpose again is to add my public key. Let's do MoreInfo dot public key. Public key. Okay, this is my public key I have for now. And so there you go. So this is the remote server, the remote EC2 server that I created through the AWS console. And I can go to, I'm here, the user, which is EC2 user. So let's go to the home directory. Let's go to .ssh. Yeah, like I said, when it's creating first time, it helped me to create a key pair. That's what it did. So it gave me the private, it added the public over here. I could have used that one, but not everybody get it, because it only get created at first time. You cannot download it unless you want to create another public key if you have access to this instance or so, which means the first key pair might not be useful all the time, except to the specific person. So if you look here into the authorized key, okay, so this is the key pair that was created during creating the instance, and the one that matches to my this MoreInfo.pem. Okay, so but since I want to use my own created public key, I will add them here. Okay, what I will do is authorized key here, and so I'm gonna paste it, and I'm gonna hit enter. So it means the top one is my key that is just created, and the below one is the key that already had it itself. So I can create it. It's already there. So what? So now the next question is, can I connect it then? Yes, ideally I can connect. There is one more thing that I need to know, which is the public IP. The public IP is here. Here, this is a public IP. I think I can get it here as well. Host name is I. This is another. Yeah, this is a private key actually. This is a private. So this is the. I need the public. So this is the one I will need. So again, I can go ahead and try to connect. Like I mentioned, the command to do it to that one is SSH -I, which is interactive. I'm gonna encrypt my login, which is MoreInfo. MoreInfo is nothing but the private key that I have, and match to my public key, the one I added on the remote. And then now what? EC2 user, this is the user, the user in the remote server, and then add the what's okay, and then the public IP. So the public IP is here, and I'm gonna paste it here. Okay, that's it. So what I didn't give my password. If I click enter here, it should connect me to the remote server. This is here. You can see here exact same log here, and here as well the same EC2 user IP all the way to 96. Here the same. Like I said, let me prove that the private key, the public key, is the one that helped me to connect without giving a password, which means if I were to edit this authorized key and insert, no, actually escape dd. Here I deleted it now. Let's see. Okay, maybe it's already actually closed, but let's see. Hit enter. Okay, let me exit. There you go. So connection is closed. Let's try to connect now with the same process, but the remote, my public key is now removed from being authorized. And now let's see if I can connect by giving my private key. There you go. It's trying to connect and it doesn't know, and it will fail. So permission denied, because my RSA keys are not now authorized or known to the remote, so I cannot connect. So that's what I said. Anybody who try to connect with their own private key, they won't be able to log in to this server. It's secure. Okay, so this is good for today, and I hope this was helpful. And if you have any questions, please let me know, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye now. Thank you.